Hello there, wonderful peeps. My name is Gamma with the Tama, and this is how to do analog horror / the uncanny valley feeling. I am very sick right now, so I'm sorry if that sounds really shitty. Now, to start this off, I'll say this. I am by no means the best. From my experience and research, I could say I'm well versed in the topic. This video is mainly for beginners in horror media, or if you just want to hear me talk for 5 minutes, which you probably don't. Yes, I'm starting off with the uncanny valley feeling. It's the thing I know most about, so let's start with it. The thing about the uncanny valley feeling is that it subverts expectations. My entire script has so many grammar mistakes, lol. Let's start with the basics. You can get the uncanny valley feeling, or as I'll call it for this video, UVF, by having someone non-human pretend to be human, and a human pretending to be something non-human, like a dog. Such as Toko, the Japanese man who became a dog, which looks a little bit unsettling. I won't go into a deep dive on how and why. If you want to know more about Toko, you can watch this video by Tov, which I personally haven't watched, but I can recommend Tov as a YouTuber. I have no idea how to link stuff, so sorry. But for how I did the UVF, I gave you a feeling of how humans look. Their eyes, their hair, and even animation style. You got used to it. But then with the cut, you see a human. Well, she's not exactly a human, but you can feel something is wrong with her. Her eyes, face, everything about her is similar yet different. For instance, her eyes are the same shape, but the pupils and iris are different. Or how she can have those squiggly lines, I call them lollls, but aren't present on Max. Everything about her is so different, but you can't tell why. In the next cut, we see the human again. You feel a sense of ease since you're used to him. And then, when you look at them side by side, you can place spot the differences with them. She even has fingers, for God's sake. But that's how I did it. When working with animations, you have to work your way around things if you want to make a horror animation. But for real life, the UVF becomes a lot easier. I mean, you just gotta distort the picture, and boom, uncanny valley. But that's for the UVF. Let's get on to analog horror. There are many types of analog horror, but for this video, I'll be using it as an example, the Walton Files. One of my personal favorites beside Vita Carnis is the Walton Files. They focus heavily on looking creepy, but at the same time, giving dread. Now to Google, because I'm lazy as fuck. Analog horror is an internet-based horror genre that mimics the aesthetics of outdated analog media like VHS tapes, old television broadcasts, and public access channels to create unsettling and uncanny experiences. The Walton Files, no joke, does every one of those things, almost flawlessly. But just to say this, analog horror and UVF are directly connected. You can use UVF while making analog horror, but you don't have to. The Walton Files uses a lot of UVF, but that's a good thing. As long as you don't overuse gore, UVF, or loud noises, you can make any horror media terrifying. Suspense is also a key factor. The longer the suspense, the more the scare will pay off. Mr. Hobbs' Playhouse 1 and 2 are good examples of suspense and horror. I won't be showing any clips because I've got school in like 2 hours, so I'm writing this pretty quickly. But I guess, yeah, that's it. Analog horror is a very expansive and wide genre, so you can do whatever you want, and it can still count. Now, to list off some of my favorites analog horror series: The Swarm by Vintage 8, The Smile Tapes by Paturiku, Ugly Duckling by Dakila Yoshi, Vita Carnis by, I'm going to butcher this name, Darian Kuloy, The Walton Files by Martin Walla, Hi, I'm Mary Mary, I think it's analog horror, but I'm not sure, that's the name of the series, and last but not least, The Fairy Tales by Foxy Animations. And cut.